When you choose a window tinting shop, you're choosing the installation more than you're choosing the film. That's the part almost nobody tells you. Two shops can hang the same roll of ceramic film on the same car and get completely different results. One holds for a decade, the other starts lifting at the edges in 8 months. Because film failure is usually not the film. It's contamination that got trapped underneath during install. It's a bad cut. It's glass that wasn't prepped so the adhesive never fully bonded. None of that is a product problem. It's a people problem. And it's why the cheapest quote in town is rarely the cheapest outcome. So here's what actually separates a professional operation from everyone else. Start with a simple one. Is there a company behind the work or just a person? Window film is a long-term product. Good film on a well-prepped car should look right for years. So the question isn't only whether the install goes well on Tuesday, it's who you talk to if you have a question about it 2 years from now. A shop that's part of an established company has structure behind it, standards it has to meet, training its people go through, and someone to reach who isn't a cell number that may or may not still be in service. That's worth more than most people realize when they're booking, because you find out you needed it long after the fact. Ask what film they'd recommend for your car and why. You're not quizzing anybody, you're just listening for whether they talk about performance or only about darkness. Those are two different things, and mixing them up is the most common misunderstanding in this entire category. Darker does not mean cooler. Darkness is about visibility and privacy. Heat rejection is a property of what the film is made of. A light ceramic film can reject dramatically more heat than a dark dyed one, which is why the darkest option in the shop isn't automatically the most comfortable car to sit in. Ceramic film is the current standard for heat performance. It uses ceramic particles to block infrared energy, which is the part of sunlight you actually feel on your skin. A shop that explains that difference clearly is choosing film based on what your car needs, instead of what's cheapest on the shelf. Ask how they handle the install itself. Window film goes on wet. Until it cures, anything floating in the air can end up sealed underneath permanently. Dust, lint, debris. Once it's under there, it isn't coming out without pulling the film and starting over. That's why conditions matter. Not the address, the conditions. A professional installer controls the environment they're working in, whether that's a dedicated bay at the shop or a properly managed mobile install at your home or office. What you don't want is somebody who'll hang film anywhere, in any weather, without a thought about what's in the air. Look at their reviews and look at their actual work. Anybody can collect 5 stars. What tells you something is depth and time. A shop with reviews going back years, across a lot of different vehicles, has a track record. And a single review describing how a shop handled a problem is worth more than 50 that say it looks great. Ask whether this is what they do, or one of many things they do. Tinting turns up as a sideline in a lot of places. A detail shop, a stereo shop, a general accessory place. Sometimes that works out fine. But film is a hand skill, and hand skills reward repetition. There's a real difference between someone who tints a few cars a month and someone who does it all day every day. A few things should make you slow down. A pitch built entirely on price. Discounts are normal, but when an ad leads with a number and says nothing about the product, ask which corner is getting cut. Film and labor both cost what they cost. An inability to explain the difference between darkness and heat rejection. No reviews. And anyone in a hurry to get your car in and out. Good tint work takes the time it takes. 4 questions, all on one phone call. What film would you recommend for my car, and why? What's the difference between your options? How do you handle the install? And who do I talk to if I have a question later? You'll learn more from how those get answered than from anything on a website. At Black Optix Tint, our technicians are company trained. We install premium ceramic films, and there's a company standing behind every location. Ask us all 4. Visit our website for a free window tint quote. Black Optix Tint, driven by style, powered by performance.